So in order to cultivate a solid basis for emotional intelligence, we must first be able to understand, name, and describe the emotions. There are 8 distinct emotions that are the basic emotions of being a human being, which is joy, trust, fear, surprise, sadness, disgust, anger, and anticipation. So as human beings, we are born with a wide range of emotions. We are meant to feel all of these emotions. It is very important that we are not suppressing or trying to ignore certain emotions. It's important that when certain emotions come up, we're understanding why they're coming up, why they're there, what triggered that emotion, especially if it's an uncomfortable emotion, and what we can do to best honor the emotion in order to move through it. Remember those 3 points that we talked about in the beginning, where you're recognizing the emotion, you're describing what that emotion is, why it's there, where it's coming from, maybe why it was triggered, and then you're acting in accordance to best honor the emotion as it comes up. So it's important that I mention here that just because you're feeling sadness in this day, so let's say on Wednesday you're feeling sad, the way that you honor the emotion of sadness on Wednesday might be different from the way that you honor the emotion of sadness on Saturday. You might have 2 days that you're feeling sad, but each day requires something different to honor that emotion. Let's say Wednesday, you just cannot shake this feeling of sadness. You've done all the things, the self-care things that you know to be true for yourself in order to honor the emotion of sadness, but the sadness just isn't going away. Maybe you feel like you just need to cry. So you give into the emotion and you honor it by crying. And that allows you to feel better. Now then, moving into Saturday, let's say Saturday you're feeling sad again. You don't really know why or where it's coming from, you're just feeling sad. But you don't feel like you need to cry. In fact, today you feel like going outside, moving your body, spending time with loved ones, being in nature is what you need to do to honor that emotion. 2 very different ways to honor the same emotion. The work that we're doing here in emotional intelligence is learning how to better understand our emotions so that we can best honor our emotions in each situation. So looking at the emotional wheel here, we have those 8 distinct basic human emotions: joy, trust, fear, surprise, sadness, disgust, anger, and anticipation. But then there's branches off of them. So these are kind of like sub feelings or sub emotions that can happen in result or supplement into certain emotions. So if we're feeling joy, the heightened emotion of joy is ecstasy. That is like pure bliss. That is like the best we've ever felt, the most joyful bliss state that we have ever felt. Serenity is a very peaceful state, but it's also an emotion that's attached to joy. So take a look at this emotional wheel here and see all of the branches, all of the leaves, all of the ways that emotion can kind of transmute between one another, how 2 emotions can kind of come together and intermingle, kind of like a Venn diagram where you've got one emotion, you've got another, and when they come together, this creates this feeling. So I'm going to give you just a second to take a look at that.